Namaste, Suswagatam. Welcome to the 18th session of Simply Sanatana. We are trying to widen our learning on the 8 flowers that please Hari. These 8 flowers have been enumerated in our 4th session. Our today's session would elucidate the knowledge on the flowers Karanagraha, control of the senses, Shamaha, tranquility, Damaha, restraint. The second, fifth and sixth flowers respectively from the list of 8 flowers that are dear to Krishna. Now Karanagraha. Karanas are the sense organs through which the individual self connects with the various objects in the outside world. But the stimuli received by these sense organs in their contact with the sense objects vary from person to person. This is due to the mind that responds to such stimuli. For example, the same objects perceived by a certain individual through his sense organ eye and well received by his mind may find an indifferent response by another individual. This is because the former's mind is able to connect with that object seen through the eye, but the latter's mind is not receptive to the same object seen through his eye. Thus, it is the mind that ultimately responds to the sense object perceived in the external world through the karana, the instrument, the sense organ eye. Similar is the experience in the case of the mind's response to the external world with respect to the other sense organs: sound for the ear, touch for the skin, taste for the tongue, smell for the nose. The wise person understands the finite nature, the impermanent status of the sense objects, which give only fleeting experiences. He would be very discreet in letting his mind to be impacted by those objects contacted through his sense organs: the eye, the nose, the ear, the skin, the tongue. Having understood the transitory nature of such experiences caused by the changing external objects, a wise man does not get affected when there is onslaught of sorrow and does not jump at the visit of pleasure. He remains composed. He is aware all these are fleeting. Hence, Krishna advises in the Bhagavad Gita, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshta sukha dukkhadaha agama payino nityaha tam stitikshasva bharata. Meaning, O Kaunteya, it refers to Arjuna, the contact of senses with objects which cause heat and cold, pleasure and pain have a beginning and an end. They are impermanent. Bear them bravely. Shamaha is the serenity of the mind. The mind has the tendency to hanker after the sense objects for appeasement of senses, craving for enjoyment. Many a times, people try to remain in seclusion in order to keep away from direct contact with the sense objects. But yet, such an individual may be reveling in his mind with pleasure, experiencing contact with those sense objects. That means in his mind's arena, he is still appeasing his senses. Whereas Shama is to restrict the mind with awareness from running towards the sense objects. The lock is from within. There is direct mind control, that is, to put a brake at the mind level and make it beware of the tremors from within. Damaha refers to restraining the sense organs from being influenced by the corresponding sense objects. Regulating the organs of perception, that is, the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the skin, from the glare of the form, sound, smell, taste, touch, respectively, and thus keeping them in control. Of course, if the mind remains displaced, automatically the sense organs would fall in line. The question from many of us is how to restrain and control the mind. Such a question was put by Arjuna to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita as Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavad dridham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Meaning, O Krishna, the mind indeed is restless, turbulent and stubborn. I find it very hard to control as the wind. Krishna instantly pacified Arjuna with a prompt reply. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Meaning, O mighty armed one, no doubt the mind is hard to control and is restless. But by practice, O son of Kunti, and detachment, it is controlled. While explaining the sadhana chatushtayam, the 4 prerequisites for spiritual evolution, Adi Shankaracharya, in his commentary on Brahma Sutra, specifies Shama and Dama as one of them. The 4 pre-qualifications are Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha, discrimination in understanding what is real and unreal. Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viragaha, detachment towards fruits to be enjoyed here or in the other world. Shama Dama Adi Sadhana Sampat, equipped with qualities such as serenity, self-restraint, etc. And Mumukshatvam, earnest desire for liberation from the cycle of births and deaths. These prerequisites have been endorsed by Ramanujacharya in his Sri Bhashya, his commentary on the Brahma Sutra. Thus, the adherence to Shama and Dama is very valuable for spiritual advancement. Let us therefore reflect on the import of bringing in these practices in our lives forthwith. Dhanyavada.